This is part 6 of our cry for help, um, which keeps on continuing. If everybody's following our videos in order, this is just the tip of the iceberg that we're telling you now. There's so much more, because it went on for 8 excruciating nightmare years today.
A little louder, honey.
Okay, and we need to expose all of it. We need to expose the family, what happened to the family. We need to expose the court systems and the judges. We need to expose all the police departments. We need to expose all the pharmacists, all the medical home delivery services, the doctors, the politicians, the governmental agencies. All this is a huge, huge conspiracy. It's interstate. We didn't even talk about Vermont yet at all. Okay, with Phyllis Leinwand and her lethal cult. As soon as we went to Vermont, this lethal corruption continued up there, full force. It involves banks, pensions, it's murders, blackmail, and after we read this narrative, we're going to really speak in detail about all these events and so much more, so that the world, the public, understands how this lethal corruption became so scandalous. And it's amazing we're still alive, but we need your help to stay alive.
Okay, I'm gonna continue now where I left off. We talked about that this case is all about abandonment. Anyway, as I continue here, in the year 2004, when this lethal corruption originated with Phyllis Leinwand, my wife and I will always remember the statements of Marilyn Cooper, the district representative of the United Federation of Teachers. She informed my wife right before the entire United Federation of Teachers abandoned Susan, stating, "Susan, please be careful of Phyllis Leinwand. She makes friction. She's sadistic. She makes teachers sick. I don't want you to get sick from her. She has a history with the union for 10 years. Make a harassment log, and I will take it directly to the superintendent." This harassment log leaked out, and Leinwand retaliated because she got exposed. Marilyn Cooper was threatened, and along with the rest of the union, she abandoned Susan also. Retaliation, as I said, was in full force by Mrs. Phyllis Leinwand, and has never ended till this very day.
She's with us 24 hours. We talk about you, Phyllis Leinwand, all the time, because we are so devastated of the nightmare situation you put us in. It has to end. Your lethal cult and your horrific cult powers must cease and desist. You can't do this to anybody else. And we know why you are able to do this to us. And it will cease and desist, and we will let the public know of all your devious schemes. Murderous schemes.
Yes, our lives are an overwhelming, chaotic, nightmare mess. As this principal went on a rampage, retaliating and targeting our personal lives, our family members, our friends, and everyone our families are connected with till this present time.
On both sides of the family, which we will explain.
Yes, again, the words of Marilyn Cooper, they constantly remain in our minds. Never in a million years did my wife and I thought that one person could have so much power to destroy us and our family. Phyllis Leinwand ostracized family members from either blackmail or by barbarously brainwashing others. and by additionally committing bribes and kickbacks to other family members. We have a family member that is pronounced dead, but yet is alive till this present time.
That's Brian Jacobson, the celebrity party planner of CEM. He has a high power position in New York and East Hampton. And we will explain this in detail because it's a direct connection to our case and it shows how this lethal corruption began.
Phyllis Leinwand was able to destroy a once close-knit family by brutally brainwashing my wife's mother, father, and daughter. These dear family members alarmingly became clones of this lethal corruption. From speaking to professionals who are knowledgeable about dangerous lethal cults, they informed my wife that a person's thinking... They informed my wife that I'm getting ahead of myself. They informed my wife and I that many dangerous cults inject chips in their victims, and as such, these chips drastically change a person's thinking process and the entire belief system. Yes, as I'm narrating this episodes that happen to these family members and the information that we obtain from these professionals, it gets me more traumatized and it gets me so sick to my stomach, but fortunately we have been living this.
We never thought that we'd have to research satanical cults and how they sacrifice your lives and people you love and your family members. We never thought we'd be something in like this. This is from barbaric times. But because of Phyllis Leinwand and her devious diabolic scheming, she was able to do it because of relationships and situations in our family and lawyers that she was connected to as well, which will all be explained.
We are heartbroken, devastated, and tortured to the extreme that such diabolic activities could occur to our dear family members. My wife's mother just recently died from the side effects of this brutal brainwashing. This is supposed to be modern America. I mean, we are living in America. This is an American atrocity, ladies and gentlemen of the world. That is all that I can say about this.
We need your help. An atrocity. We need your help. We need your help to get Phyllis Leinwand and her lethal cult behind bars. They destroyed my entire family and killed my mother. And they're not done yet. Please, help us.
Yes. As a result of all the tragic events schemed by Phyllis Leinwand, we are left stranded without having any longer our dear family members to be there for us, to protect and support us. You have to remember, one second, honey. Okay. You have to remember that family is the core of one's identity. It is a given that family members are there in a time of need. And indeed that was true until Phyllis Leinwand maliciously schemed her demonic manipulations, destroying and separating our family from our lives forever. I mean, this is the worst kind of feeling for any human being to endure. The torment, terror, and trauma associated with losing family members by implementing ritualistic, torturous practices is unconscionable and beyond comprehension. Furthermore, my wife's daughter married into a powerful family. We learned by investigating that this powerful family is connected with Phyllis Leinwand. As a result of these torturous connections with the principal, my wife, I and my entire side of the family were not invited to my wife's daughter's wedding. And we had no idea that my wife's daughter was married until approximately a year later.
Just let me say one thing very quickly. While I was in school, I had some close friends who recently got married. And I wasn't invited to their weddings as well.
And all this was just prior to
Not being
Susan's
invited
daughter's,
to my daughter's wedding. I mean,
she is my stepdaughter. Okay, just to let
yeah,
people
but
know.
my daughter, Bonnie
Yes.
Kimchi, who's
Right.
now named Bonnie Kurtz, I will name everybody's name because we lived too long like this, loved Joe. She loved him. We used to go out on weekends eating together, and she slept in this room many times that we're sitting in right now. I mean, we were a family. I have no daughter left.
What happened to the family? What happened?
She's my vile enemy. Thanks to Phyllis Leinwand.
Anyway, so I'm continuing here. Through investigations, we found out that my wife's daughter father-in-law, who resides in Long Island, New York, is just a few minutes away from a plaza known as Masonic Plaza. On the sign which advertises this plaza, it has the symbol of the sword and compass. The residence where my father's daughter's father-in-law resides is situated on the ocean. The home is a long wooden pier which extends onto the water. The home resembles the mansions that look like villas, which are also located in Richmond Hill, Queens, New York, where the higher-ups of the lethal cult resides, who are directly connected with Phyllis Leinwand. This profound subject will be documented further in detail as this tragic narrative unfolds. Surrounding the home of my wife's daughter, father-in-law, there are many out-of-state cars parked in the area. This is a definite red flag that this area is inhabited by a cult. As this narrative unfolds, it will become more apparent that Phyllis Leinwand is directly connected to a lethal satanical cult. This cult resides in Richmond Hill, Queens, New York, where PS 66 is located. This cult is noted for having cars with interstate license plates. In the areas where my wife's daughter father-in-law resides, there are cars parked having the symbols on their cars known as skull and bones. We learned from speaking to specialists and professionals knowledgeable about lethal cults that the symbol skull and bones is a Masonic symbol associated with Freemasons. Cars parked in Richmond Hill, where PS 66 is located, have as well interstate license plates, and many of the cars in this area also have skull and bone symbols. It is self-evident Freemasons are involved in our lives. As such, we are living with great fear, trauma, and terror. We are very aware that we are alarmingly controlled and monitored by them on a continuous, unabated daily basis.
I have to interrupt right here because downstairs on the first floor of our building, we have Skull and Bones living there. Okay, on their car, they have the license plate Yoga Abba. Yoga Abba is an evil children's television show that teaches them about the devil and all kinds of perverted subjects, which I'm not going to mention. It's disgusting. Every time we pass that apartment, they have a big screen TV with Yoga Abba on. On their car, not only do they have the license plate Yoga Abba, they have skull and bones on it, and they have a fish symbol, which is the all-seeing eye, which is connected with satanical cults. We have cult members living all around us in our neighborhood because we reside here. And Mario Tusco works with these cult members in the building and other cult members as well. And we'll explain all of it when we talk about our community that has greatly changed since we've been in this lethal corruption.
This video is, again, is coming to an end. We thank you that you're listening. We thank you for uploading this
Our videos.
video. We thank you again.
Thank you.
And we will see you with our next part will soon begin.
Which will be part 7. Thank you.
Thank you so much.